That was my worst mark ever. Just feel confident that I can overcome it. Hello, this is Tracy. Welcome back to my channel. This year marks the 35th anniversary of IELTS. Happy birthday, IELTS! I figure in today's video I can share a little bit more about my story with IELTS and what opportunities IELTS opened up for me. So I took IELTS in high school, and at that time I wasn't sure which university I was applying for. On top of that, would I actually be studying abroad for my undergrad? This is a language test that is widely accepted by a lot of different universities across different regions, different countries. So I decided to go ahead with IELTS. I did not immediately went studying abroad. I actually got accepted to New York University Shanghai campus. So I did my undergrad there, and now I'm in Toronto because I did my master's here. The first thing that I want to say that I got from taking IELTS is how much my English has improved, and that actually paved the way for me to conduct my studies. And then later when I got to Toronto, there's a very smooth transition. Before my university, I went to all public schools. So as you know, the English education in public schools focus a lot on reading, grammar, less on actually using the language. So because speaking was part of IELTS, I gotta actually practice speaking. It focused a lot on thinking from different angles, I would say, and then organizing your thoughts in a logical way. And that's very helpful in so many different situations, especially immediately after taking IELTS. I was invited to the campus day event at NYU Shanghai. During those interviews, I was using that sort of logic to organize my thoughts. Then I remember when I started my undergraduate degree at NYU Shanghai, I met so many people from so many different countries, and everyone speaks English but speaks with slightly different accents and sometimes drastically different accents. During my preparation for IELTS, because there's also a section for listening, I already prepared myself for the real world where everyone speaks with a different accent. And those listening materials come from so many different situations. There are academic ones, like in the academic conferences, presentations, and there are also ones in life situations. So that really helped me transitioning to the all English speaking kind of environment. Almost 6 years ago when I first started in NYU Shanghai, the biggest challenge was the liberal arts course called GPS, which is Global Perspectives on Society. That was so tough because I never had to read so many academic articles and books, sometimes just within a week. The reading part already kind of prepared me for it. I kind of developed my own methods of reading English language text and try to grasp important information from those articles. So I got better and better. I got faster and faster, but it took a lot of exercise, a lot of practices. I actually got 147 for my Gaokao English test out of 150. I got 3 points deducted for my writing. When I went to IELTS writing test, I felt like, oh, I'm gonna nail it. I'm so good at this. But that was my worst mark ever. And I realized it's a different writing logic. It's not about using fancy words, using complicated sentence structure to show that you actually know them. It's more about how to clearly state what you're thinking about. And each sentence have to serve a purpose, and it has to fit in well in that whole composition. I feel like there are a lot of similarities between IELTS writing and university level academic writing, because IELTS writing also deals with a lot of social topics, a lot of things that we can think deeply about. So that really helps. Second thing that IELTS kind of opened up for me is it gave me so many content ideas. I was able to make so many different videos on preparing for IELTS, and I got to know so many of you. So that's another thing I'm super grateful for. The third thing is after I have my IELTS, I have something that objectively reflects my English proficiency, even though we know like tests aren't like purely objective. It's something that everyone has an understanding about. So when you say, oh, I have 7.5, I have 8 in my IELTS, people know what you're talking about. People know that your English is good, right? Okay, finally, taking IELTS was not easy. It's a lot of preparation. I remember That summer when I was preparing for it, it's so hot. I have to make a very detailed schedule. So like how many hours in the morning to do what, and then hours in the afternoon are focused on that. I was able to get a good result out of that whole preparation. And so when it's my time to take GRE, I said I'm not gonna take a class to prepare for it. I'm just gonna prepare myself. I knew through my time management, through my preparation, I will be able to reach that goal. And turns out I got a good mark for GRE. That sense of achievement really stays with me wherever there's a challenge. I just feel confident that I can overcome it. That's something I'm gonna cherish and be grateful for forever in my life. Thank you so much for staying to here. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a like. And I'll see you pretty soon next time. Goodbye.